It's only been a week, and now we're back with some more exciting news in the world of self-publishing, including European publishers are looking to get an AI Act approved relatively soon. So those of you that have been anxiously awaiting something about artificial intelligence, some regulations, this could possibly be the beginning of that. And speaking of beginning of some issues, Bookvault had some issues more recently, and they're a print-on-demand company. And guess what they did? They ate a huge cost to make sure that all of their publishers, all of their account holders were accommodated. And then last but not least, Audible. Oh man, Audible is shaking in their boots after releasing 5% of their workforce. Now the CEO is kind of scared of their competitor in Spotify, especially now that Spotify released the new membership option of 15 hours of audiobook content that people can listen to with an upgrade, by the way. You can pay more to get more audiobook listening through their subscription. So all that in the self-publishing news for February the 12th, 2024. You know what I'm going to say. I'm just going to say it anyway. Let's start it off right away here with the European publishers to get AI Act approved. So this one actually comes from the fine folks over at the Good e-reader, and they cover in depth about something that's going on. The European Union's AI Act was approved in December. The AI Act is part of the EU's digital strategy and is meant to regulate the AI usage to ensure better use of the technology. In its message towards the Federation says the AI Act is a vital piece of legislation that will regulate the role of AI in Europe and help set a global standard for how we expect AI systems to operate. Europe has a unique opportunity to show global leadership in the AI framework for the benefit of EU citizens, creators, rights holders, industry, and wider economy. Following the recent rapid emergence of popular generative AI tools, the text agreed upon by the trilogue, you don't hear that too often, negotiators proposes light touch obligations for general purpose AI models. These obligations represent a minimum basis to build on efforts to enable European creators and rights holders to ensure their rights are being respected and that the authorization is sought for the use of their content. So it looks like AI is a little bit, let's reverse that. Over in Europe, they're a little bit faster than what's going on over here in the United States. So it looks like it might be setting a precedent there, and looking forward to hearing a lot more. Yes, I'm very bullish when it comes to artificial intelligence. I believe that it can really play a very good, vital part to any business. And no, anybody that says you're not a writer if you use AI, whatever. You're not a writer if you use a pencil. You know, that's my argument. How about that? All extreme stuff aside, though, it's great to see that there's regulations that are being put into place, and hopefully in the very near future, we'll see some good regulation, some good control over using AI within your business and, hopefully obtaining copyrights and such like that. Let's transition right on over to Spotify. Spotify reports exponential audiobook growth. I'd actually shared this, I believe, in last week's podcast or the podcast before that. Months after launching its streaming audiobook service in the US, UK, and Australia, Spotify reported that users have accessed roughly 90,000 titles. Yeah, so all that to say this, that they are really expanding. And I got to see my payday when it came to Spotify's checkout model that they have, and I wasn't disappointed. It actually wasn't bad, so I don't plan on removing it anytime soon. It didn't seem like it affected any of my sales through Spotify, so I'm just going to leave it as is. But here's the really cool thing is now a user can pay $10.99 to top off a 10-hour block if they want to keep listening beyond the 15-hour allotment. So this means that Spotify is proactively getting their premium subscribers to invest more, which means if they invest more, we get paid more through this subscription model. And, that may not be big news to you. Maybe you're kind of like, I don't know about that, Dale. Well, here's the big news. In a leaked recording, Amazon's Audible CEO dishes on rivalry with Spotify's new audiobook business. It's hard to ignore. To say that it's not something that we should be paying close attention to would be business irresponsibility. So that is really huge. It's coming from the Audible CEO, Bob Kerrigan. And It's a very insightful article. By the way, as per usual, I put all the links inside the show notes. You want to go check out this one on entrepreneur.com. And they essentially are saying like, yeah, Spotify is definitely competition. They're not just shrugging it off. And not too long ago, Audible just released 5% of their workforce. So this isn't boding too well for that platform. And we haven't forgotten, us indie authors, at least I haven't forgotten about the whole Audiblegate issue. Audiblegate.com, just go visit it and you'll be able to see exactly why Audible needs to get their act together. They need to see about starting to act more in line with, first of all, yes, be customer centric, take care of your customers, but also don't forget who brings those customers there. Who gets that money generated there, all right? We're the ones who turn that into an ATM. And the fact that they've abused their position in so many capacities, it's just mind-boggling. So this is why I've leaned so much in favor of Spotify as of lately. And I appreciate the fact that Bob Kerrigan over at Audible recognizes that Spotify is truly going to be a disruptor in the whole audiobook publishing industry. So you see over the next few years where Spotify is going to be. I guarantee you it's going to be a much different picture. Going to transition right over here to the fine folks over at Bookvault. This is a very interesting email newsletter that they sent out to account holders this past week here. Essentially, let me give you the TLDR. What happened was they were bogged down. Bookvault was bogged down with a ton of print book orders in the United States. Now, as you can imagine, they only have so many print partners that they work with. And so when those partners become just overwhelmed with orders, it becomes backed up. And it was getting to the point they aimed to produce those orders within 1 to 2 business days, but they were looking at potentially being weeks delayed. So what did Bookvault do? They come in. Since they're a UK-based company, they fulfilled the US orders at no extra cost to the account holders or the people ordering the books. They fulfilled it through the UK. Think about that. They had to print it in the UK and then ship it to the US, which is an astronomical amount for shipping fees. And they did that at no extra cost. To me, I think that is a great move on their part. And for that reason, I want to slap a big old banana sticker over on Bookvault for doing the right thing, for getting things going. And I think that KDP could probably take a page out of their book, figure out a way to address issues. For instance, back in Q4, I don't know if this is still an issue, but late portion of 2023, hardcover books were getting fulfilled anywhere up to about 2 months at a time. So if somebody ordered a hardcover book, it would take 2 months to get to them. Come on, KDP, make it right. Bookvault did it, and they're nowhere near the same size of Amazon KDP. So again, big banana sticker to the fine folks over at Bookvault. Hey, I wanted to bring this one to your attention. This actually had popped up in my Google notifications feed. Ingram Spark actually just put out a new author resources page. You hit the resource jackpot. We want you to be a publishing pro, so we've put together these info-packed guides that support your indie publishing journey from beginning to end. On the page, they have everything from how to self-publish, book design tips, online discoverability help, and book marketing strategies. This is really, really cool. A great step in the right direction. And I truly believe over the last few years, Ingram Spark has really stepped up their game. They've taken it to the very next level. And I think by condensing all this stuff into one spot is a big win for everybody. That way, they're not having, account holders aren't having to blow up support with some questions that can otherwise get covered in this resource section. All right, moving a little further forward here, this actually comes over from the fine folks over at Get Covers, one of my preferred cover design companies. Anyway, Get Covers put out an email this past week talking about what to expect from self-publishing in 2024. I like these ones, and I'm just going to kind of skim over them here really quick. It only came in the email, and unfortunately, You're not going to be able to get the email unless you actually go and set up an account through them. I have an affiliate link down below, dalelinks.com/getcovers. But hang on a second here. Talk about trend number 1. Ebooks and audiobooks gain popularity. The ebook readership is set to reach $1.1 billion by $1 billion by 2028. I said dollars, meant to say people. This benefits indie authors as ebooks offer cost-effective global distribution. The audiobook market is also booming, growing 26.4% annually, providing authors with a valuable opportunity to expand their audience. Trend number 2, AI stands out as an excellent assistant for writers. Yeah, I was just saying this. Amazing, right? People were listening to this audiobook. They're like, what happened to Dale? Did his brain glitch out? Yes, it did. I didn't know what to say at first. Trend number 3, video marketing emerges as a vital trend in self-pub. And of course, they dive deep into the whole aspect of TikTok and book talk and how it has really transformed a lot of authors' careers. I'm going to stack onto that. YouTube's also still a very viable option, folks. Trend 4, cover trends include botanic motifs and double exposure. Very interesting. I'll let them handle that because I just hire them for that. Trend 5, accessibility for your audience. In 2024, you should not forget to ensure accessibility by offering electronic and audiobook formats. They allow readers to adjust settings as needed. Additionally, you can make your website user-friendly for people with disabilities, offering options like adjustable text sizes and voice search. And last but not least, Trend 6 is augmented reality elevates your storytelling. Augmented reality offers the opportunity to create immersive experiences for your audience. Imagine this, readers delve into your story, characters and scenes spring to life through a mobile app, enhancing the storytelling experience. Now, while we're talking about Get Covers, they do have a very special promo that's going on, and for some reason I lost the note here. Well, it is what it is. So if you get yourself signed up over at Get Covers, you hopefully get that. I think they have like a 10% off, but for whatever reason, my browser decided just it wasn't going to open it. So, hey, I got some great news from the current sponsors here of the show, DIC Create. They actually have just announced Export version 2 is available in beta. For anybody who has the Pro plan, you'll be able to get Export V2. It's the final piece of the puzzle in transforming your hard work into a beautifully crafted ebook and paperback formats. With advanced formatting capabilities, it ensures that your creations are not just seen, but are experienced just as you envisioned. And they're looking for valuable feedback from the folks that are going to be using that. If you don't have access to DIC Create, you can get a 7-day free trial of the Pro plan when you use my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/DIC Create. I've played around with it so far. Really, really cool. It's kind of a what you see is what you get type of situation where you can switch out into various different devices and mediums so you can kind of see how it lays out. But all right, going a little further forward, the folks over at Story Origin wanted me to tell you that direct sales ebooks is now available through their platform. And there are so many options available on this. Actually, I just talked to the founder, Evan Gao, about a few weeks ago, and he walked me through a full video tutorial. I probably should launch it to channel members so you guys can see exactly how it lays up. It's really kind of cool. If you're looking to keep more of your money, all right, and you're just tired of dealing with places like KDP or Ingram Spark, and you want to just fulfill ebooks on your own, then this is definitely an option through direct sales. That's at dalelinks.com/storyorigin. And further forward here, Fictionary, I actually talked about them a couple weeks ago, and a deep dive. They're actually introducing Fictionary's newest feature, Name My Scenes. And this was kind of nice because originally in the upload process, if you wanted to figure out your scenes, you had to kind of slog your way through it, if you will. Now what it will do is they actually have artificial intelligence go through and they read your manuscript and they provide a title that makes it easy to understand what it is. Now the cool thing is, don't worry, the AI is not being used to train your content through Fictionary is not being used to train any large language models. Okay, it just stops and ends right there. They actually have a full video covering this new feature over on their YouTube channel, how to use scene names and your story outline to evaluate structure and pacing. All right, and I've got a couple of items here when it comes to events, so we're just going to go rattle through them really quick. Lulu presents Freelance Business Blueprint, How to Make More Money with Freelance. It's host Austin L. Church. They'll be talking about all that stuff, and the webinar has expired, so I should probably pay attention to the date next time. How about that, Dale? How to Plot Your Memoir Like a Novel with Reads Live. That's on February the 14th. That's a Wednesday at 3 p.m., and it will be with Amanda Edgar, who is a ghostwriter. Written Word Media is going to be hosting a speaker series with Marcy Rader. It's unconventional format, Why I Choose to Break My Book Up into Months and Levels with Marcy Rader. These are free webinars. And what's not free, though, is going to be something to help support the cause. That is theselfpublishinghub.com. That is my video on demand service. You want to get more access to exclusive behind the scenes videos, as well as about a half dozen or so courses in the world of self-publishing. You go on over to theselfpublishinghub.com. That's $9.99 per month. You can go ahead and start it whenever you want, cancel whenever you like, binge it all 1 month if you want to. There's only $10. If you can get through all those videos, kudos to you, but it's a lot. All that to say this, that what'd you think of the news items? Was there any particular piece of news that I might have missed? Do you have any hot take on anything? I would definitely love to hear from you. Join me inside the Discord community at dalelinks.com/discord. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll catch you next week. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Special shout out to my channel members for both the podcast channel and the main channel. Without your support, some projects we do at Self-Publishing with Dale would be much harder to fund. If you want to contribute to the cause, visit dalelinks.com/memberships for details and get your on-screen shout out at the end of each broadcast. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll see you soon.